Okay, so hello everyone, sorry about that, we had some technical difficulties with the camera not showing up on the screen. But we have footage now, so, I'm gonna call this meeting to order, we have met quorum, thank you guys so much for being here today. And Treasurer Peters is gonna do roll call for us today.
Senator Otiocho. Senator Figueroa.
Here.
Senator Mercado.
Present.
Senator Holman. Senator Elias.
Here.
Senator Garcia Robles. Senator Okafor.
Here.
Senator Adams. Here. Senator Scott. Here. Senator Richardson. Here. Senator Murphy.
Here.
Senator Templeton. Here. Senator Compound.
Here.
Senator O'Keefe. Senator. Senator Rowling. Senator Schwartz.
Here.
Senator Arciero.
Present.
Senator Reed. Senator Sharif Magado.
Here.
Senator Ahmad. Here. Senator Sebi. Here. Senator Valdez. Senator Bennett. Senator Mose. Senator Mina Aderkodi.
Present.
Senator Page. Here. Senator Romero.
Here.
Senator Carranza. Senator Carranza. Senator Cazares.
Here, sorry.
Senator Cazares is present.
Senator Rhodes. Here. Senator Kavanaugh. Senator
Here.
John. Senator John.
Here.
Is there anyone's names I didn't call?
Okay, hello guys, thank you for your patience. We will move on to the approval of the minutes. Secretary Henry sent these out, so I'll just do one less. Here. Is there any questions over last meeting's minutes? I entertain a motion to vote on last meeting's minutes. Seconded. All those in favor of last meeting's minutes, please raise your hand. Okay, please put your hands down. All those opposed to last meeting's minutes, please raise your hand. And any abstentions? Okay, seeing none, those pass. Is anyone here for open forum? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to speaker's podium. Today we have Wayne Morris, our Chief Business Officer, Don Sprinkle, our Controller, coming up first.
Thank you. Sure, I can stay here.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for having us tonight. We appreciate it. John and I, enjoyed coming and doing business with you whenever we get the chance. And, we're getting very close to the end of the semester. I hope everybody's had a successful semester. Looking forward to the summer, whether that be a break, or whether that be continuing, to go to classes. Looking forward to that with the hopefully nice weather. So we've got a lot of things that we're planning coming up, for next fiscal year, just kind of, I guess say academic year. Just kind of update you on some things. We're going to the Board of Regents in 2 weeks to ask for approval to finish out phase 2 and phase 3 of the nursing building. So the nursing building that you've seen, we've been working on for the last year or so, that's phase 1. And we had staged it so that we would be able to finish that building out over time if the finances became necessary for us to do that. We believe that we're gonna be able to do that all phase 2 and phase 3. Right after we finish phase 1, we're just gonna carry it right on through. So we'll continue to work on that. That's gonna be actually build out of the second floor and a refurbishment of the current existing facility. So once we get that done, which will be about another year to 15 months, we think that we're gonna be finished with the nursing building for a while. And we'll have to go back in. So we're excited about that. The science building is, everybody know the science building, the building in Plymouth. We're gonna start on it in June, groundbreaking in that time frame. That's $103 million building. That's gonna be pretty big. We're gonna finish out 2 floors of it. We're gonna have 1 floor at the top, 3rd floor shell. Maybe we're hoping that it works like the nursing building did, and that we're able to come up with funding to finish that 3rd floor before we actually finish the construction of the overall building. But that's gonna kick off. That's gonna take a couple of years. So a couple of really great things that we're working on there. The other thing that we're planning in the planning stage right now is a new dorm. We had the architects and some construction folks on campus today talking through concepts. I know that they've met with some of the students and done some surveys about what the students would like to see in the dorm facility. So we're very excited about that. Right now, we're thinking about it going down on the corner of the University and Old Roman, in that wooded area there. That's kind of landscape very pretty and create a student housing area there. Still a lot to be determined on that. They're working on it, but that'll be something that we'll be talking more about as we get into next academic year. The last thing I wanted to touch on is we're working on the Starbucks. If you've heard about that. I believe it will be here next fall. I'm not gonna say it will be at the start of the semester. We're working on the construction. It's gonna be in the library. I think it's gonna be a great venue for students. I'm really excited about having that here on campus. I hope you are too. Like I said, it may not be first day classes, but you will have it early next fall. So that's something to look forward to. That's kind of some updates I just want to give everyone for the end of this year and looking forward to next year. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask? Yes.
Exactly where would that Starbucks be located? Library.
I always play this here. It's gonna be on the 1st floor and
Not the garden level,
it's at the garden level.
not the garden.
Not the garden
When
level.
you come in off the parking lot to the right.
It's right past the pantry.
Yeah.
When you walk into
That's
that
it.
entrance, it will be on the right.
You know where that is?
Yes.
I need to spend more time in the library. Good question.
Will the other Starbucks stay open?
Pardon?
The other ones on campus, will the other Starbucks locations stay open?
Some of them some of them may and some of them will not. I know some of them will not. We're gonna have to, that's part of the deal when you put these things in, is that Starbucks expects so much revenue stream through these things to keep them open. So if you look at fast food things and, I've seen models where this is just like a fast food, where they need $1 million in revenue. I've seen some where they need $3 million in revenue. So that means sometimes they have to concentrate it to be able to cover the cost structure. So I know that we won't be having them all that exist right now, but I'm not sure all of them will shut down. Is that fair? I mean, I just don't know yet.
Thank you.
With it being in the library, does that mean extended hours?
The hours will be something we'll have to announce. That's still in the works too, but I expect that there'll be, you'll have plenty of access to coffee. And maybe not at 3 in the morning, but no, Jerry Finals maybe 3 in the morning. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Do we have a timeline for the nursing building?
Yeah, I think on the nursing building, it's going to extend that construction by a year, 12, 15 months. So we would end it, I believe we would end it right now in June. It's when the June, July current meeting. So another June, July, and then probably 3 more months. So it could be September, October. It's kind of that time frame of another year.
Senator Richardson, would the first part of that we're about to finish right now be accessible while the other construction is
Will.
going on?
It absolutely will. Yeah, we gotta keep classes going. So, that causes us to have to do a little bit of rearranging and staging and things, but the new facility will be there. And we were gonna be able to do everything that we needed to do, if we had to, which could have we really wanted to do the refurbishment of the old facility because there's the space there that's not gonna be very usable, right now. And, so that was priority one. And then the build out of the second story, we decided that we had funds to be able to do it all now. That way we wouldn't have to interrupt classes at some point in the future to add on. So it just kind of all put together and made sense. We're really happy about that.
This is a question a bit off topic and, so are there plans to change the restaurant at the UC? One is the Trace Habaneros and the other one which I don't remember.
There are some things, we keep talking to Sodexo, and, you know, I wish, Oliver was here, but but I will tell you this, so there's a couple of refreshes that are planned for this year for food service. One is going to be, Chick-fil-A, that's gonna be revamped, and I believe that they're gonna start serving breakfast next fall. And then the other one is Subway, they're gonna revamp it too, I'm not sure exactly what all the new things will be on yet, but those two will be revamped. We're continuing to talk to Sodexo about replacements for the one you just said, what was it?
It was Trace Habaneros and I don't know that.
You know, and I don't know, we could get some input from students on that, you know, there's other opportunities that we can bring to campus. And I don't know, Josh, that's something that maybe we can talk to students about, you know, next year. There's other franchises that we can bring. However, like I said before, there are revenue, there are revenue thresholds that we have to meet. So, you know, Chick-fil-A is gonna come in here, but they have to do X amount of revenue every day, every week, for them to stay. Same thing with, you know, Einstein, same thing. So it has to be something that we're gonna bring it in. It's gonna be a brand like that. We're gonna have to make sure that we have the volume to be able to support it, if that makes sense. So as we continue to expand our student numbers, and we have more people on campus, those kind of things, I think that's gonna allow us to add in a brand name, food menus.
Make sure y'all introduce yourselves for the sake of this minutes as well.
I'm gonna elaborate on that, what Dwayne was saying, and so y'all have been surveyed a few times by Sodexo. They really do look at that feedback that y'all provide on that survey, as well as the little feedback cards that they have in the cafeteria. Sodexo is always seeking food input. And then there's also a food advisory committee that has student representation on there, and that is a common question. So Dwayne is spot on. They're gonna look at the revenue, you know, is this gonna be successful? And do students like it, right? I know we joke about, for those outside the meeting, like those who know me well, I love Taco Bell. That might not resonate well with students. And so they're gonna put in things that students want, and that's gonna do well. And so, and it's not just in the UC, but you know, you've got HPC, you've got a concession stand here, you've got Fish College of Pharmacy, and so the university and with Sodexo is always gonna evaluate what the student input is on there and try to maximize the usage, because we want y'all to have a vibrant student experience. And then for the distance campuses, the same thing. We're always looking at ways to provide support as it relates to food for the distance campuses.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Going back to the nursing building, for like in the facility, the structures and facilities, like we have one C lab. Are you guys looking to do more for like the nursing students?
More lab?
Yeah, more labs and like something to help them like study more and stuff like that in the building?
I think so. I don't know specifically on those things, but I do know that the building has been designed to have, you know, simulation labs, other lab environments, and then, student activity center and those kinds of things. So I think the answer to that is going to be yes. The nursing staff was very heavily, involved in that design, so they knew what the students wanted and what they needed. I think it's gonna be a state-of-the-art facility. It's gonna serve the university for, a decade or two, before we even need to touch it again. It's gonna be really nice. So.
Senator Okafor, do you have any plans for the vacant Starbuckses?
No, not right now. We're still planning on that, thinking about it. So if you have any ideas, we're interested in hearing them. Talk to Josh or send us an email or whatever, if you have thoughts on what we can do with them for sure. Because I know we're not gonna be able to open all of them just because of the volume issue, right? And the duplication of the cost structure across the campus because of the multiple locations. But we could do something else with those meetings for sure.
Would there be any interest in bringing a Chipotle to campus?
I think I would, but I'm not sure, I'm not sure Chipotle, I'd have to check on it, they may be one of those that doesn't go on campus, I can't remember,
Is that what Sodexo?
I
Because
know,
it's not what Sodexo.
no, it's not because I think that, I'm not sure they have campus, there's a few of those brands that don't, and I'd have to check on it, for some reason in my mind, I think Chipotle is one of those, it's either that, or their revenue model is so high, we'd have to have 10,000 more students to make it work. You know what I mean? Because Chipotle is very successful and they're very expensive from that point of view. But I do like the food, so.
Those students still be able to use their $9 in new Starbucks.
Yes, yes, and we're working on, we did some adjustments to the plans to try to allocate more dining dollars in some of those, so you just have to take a look and figure out which one works for you, but yes, $90 will be accepted at Starbucks, I'm sure, it wouldn't work if we didn't do that.
Thank you. Mayor Mercado, is there any update on the new, whoa, that name just fell away from my head. The, the new student hospital,
The
whatchamacallit?
MEB?
Yeah.
That's the education building, yeah, it's coming along really well downtown.
Mhm.
Drive by, take a look. They're on schedule, they're on budget. We're expecting it the opening. I think that's in 2025. Can't remember.
Fall 25.
Fall 25. Thank you. So, but yeah, it's going up and it's gonna be really nice, I think, too. And that's gonna create more opportunities for a lot of things around the organization as far as space goes. So we're looking forward to that. Any questions? Okay, do you have any financial questions? Going once, going twice? Hey, okay.
I brought this up last year, but is there still any discussion about the option for optional meal plans for students who have kitchens in their dorms? If they don't.
I don't know. I haven't been in any of those discussions. I don't believe there are.
I figured this.
Yeah, I don't believe there are. Thank you all for your time today. Really enjoyed getting to see you all. I look forward to seeing some of you that don't graduate. We'll see you next semester, but those of you who graduate, thank you and Godspeed and good luck. Thank you.
Now we have Jeff Noblett, our Vice President of Marketing.
I'll come up to the podium. Right. How's everybody doing? End of the semester? Ready for finals and commencement for those of you who walk in? Well, we're kind of at our finals as well for our web team. I'm joined today. I have my colleague Laura Waits joining, who's our Assistant Vice President for Digital Strategy and Web Development. And she and her team have been hard at work for months and months and months, and we're at the point where we are excited to share where we're at on the new uttyler.edu website with you today, and all students and the entire world will see the site when we go live Thursday evening. So when you log in on Friday morning, you can see the new website. So as a reminder, and I've come here at a different podium, but before the same student body and talked about the process and solicited feedback But just as a refresher, what we're doing is, it's not just a, new look and feel for the website, but really it is integrating all of our health science content, which is currently hosted in a different environment in WordPress. And so we have 3 different URLs that are coming into under the uttyler.edu website. So we have the biggest one is the legacy Health Science Center website, which is uthct.edu, but also 2 newer microsites for this, our new School of Medicine and clinical research. And so it's a big project, but one that was done with a huge amount of planning and intentionality and really listening to our students and our other stakeholders. So enough talking. Let me show you where we're at. Let's see. Share. And it'll not be, okay, great. Okay, and this is, I should have had a drum roll or something, but this is our new homepage. And so, yeah, good, it's coming in good. So this website is was designed to be highly accessible, very usable, a lot more visual, and one of the things we hear time after time is everybody, when they come to campus for the first time, they're just blown away by the beauty of our campus, by our modern buildings that are we're building new ones all the time. And so really kind of that how vibrant a campus we have. They're also surprised at all that we have going on, our vibrant student life and all the awesome food options and everything that make going here great, in addition to the amazing education you all are getting in the classroom. And so what we're trying to do with this new website is to just give that flavor, to show to prospective students and parents and guidance counselors and other folks that that your future is here. And so to kind of show that full experience. And so the website's really meant to be very intuitive. And so I think that as current students and faculty and staff are going to find this really easy to navigate, but I'm going to show you some tricks for getting to the information that you might be most interested to find. So for current students, right here at the top, I would suggest, checking that page out, and that opens up this link here. And really what we're trying to do here is to highlight some of those things that current students are going to use day in and day out, whether it's one-stop, registrar, student business services, student government association, student employment. And then we have right below that, all those links that we heard loud and clear that students, they want to access My UT Tyler. They want to get to the library and Patriots Engage. They want to get to the bookstore, Canvas, email. So all those logins, those functional things that really, your students, you're not looking for us to kind of tell the narrative about the university. You want to get right to the functional links. And so that's really what this is about. This section here is a new feature that we're implementing, where we have these different resources grouped by area. So we have resources for academic support, financial support, health, wellness, and safety, which is so important, and student life. And so those are all here on these cards. And then, more kind of functional items, parking, maps, our different locations showing our different distance campuses. And then, of course, it's always great to get some discounts for being students here. So showing what those discounts are for the Tyler area, as well as Longview, Palestine, and Houston. So, this is, I think, going to be a real common, you might want to bookmark this page, but it's right off the top. So, it's right here. We have something similar for faculty and staff. But some things that we've added that literally came from this body. So this información en español was something that I think I was in College of Business at the podium when we had a meeting probably a year or more ago, and I heard from your senators at the time, this would be an important resource. And so this is not gonna translate the whole website, but what we're trying to do with this page is to offer those resources to help our Spanish-speaking community navigate what it means to become a student here. So, again, kudos to the students who made that recommendation. Some of these calls to action here on the top, requesting info, visit, apply, give, will persist across the site and as you navigate. We have some mega menus right here off the top, where you can jump into what, if you're wanting to explore our academics, we have our colleges and schools, the catalog, library, program finder, etc. If you're looking to be a new student and want to jump into the admissions process, whether you're a first year student, a transfer, graduate student, or international. We have pages and funnels for all of those areas. I love this area, student life, showing again all that things that happen outside of the classroom. So whether it's housing and dining, what's going on in the university center, highlighting Greek life, or again, student government. Research, of course, is a huge part of what it means to be a university, and so we have this section of the website devoted to talking about our research, and so the research opportunities for undergrads, compliance, some of our centers and institutes, and then kind of some general information about I've got a window over here. Showing you about real quick. I'll scroll down because there's, in marketing, we say, but wait, there's more. So we're at our current site, has a very pretty landing page with some different funnels to get people to the different programs. We have a little bit more to tell. So we highlight some of our colleges and schools here. And these are going to be regularly updated, showing our students and our faculty. We have this is a huge feature mainly for prospective students. This Find Your Program. And so you can search in, if you're looking for all of our engineering programs, if you're looking for anything computer related, you can search by different keywords. And then you can also search all of our undergraduate, graduate, online, or doctoral programs. That's a real big upgrade for this homepage. One of the things we heard in our discovery for this project was we don't tell our story, and we don't kind of talk about who we are. And so across the website, you're going to see things both at the college and departmental level, talking about those areas of distinctiveness. So talking about who we are in terms of our research and how many of our students are receiving financial aid and other things, lots. And so we'll be able to update with lots of other brag points. We also want to tell student, alumni, and faculty stories. So for launch, we have stories of Rachel Smith, who's getting her bachelor's in nursing. Michael McClendon, who's an alum who is working as a vintner and making wine in the Nacogdoches area. We have this alum from the HEC, from the Houston Engineering Center, who's working at Boeing and has this amazing opportunity because of her UT Tyler education, and showing off the support that a lot of our students have experienced while they're here. Health is a huge part of our academic or research and clinical portfolio, and so we have this Health at UT Tyler landing page, which really tries to capture our 4 health-related colleges and schools, as well as all of the things that go into research and our clinical sites and our partnership with UT Health East Texas, as well as the health and wellness resources for students. We're going to have a events calendar on the homepage, and we're working to integrate with Patriots Engage, and so that's going to be a great feature. And again, just kind of ending with a beautiful shot of campus. I love this integration with our Instagram feed. So this is, a lot of times websites can get stale, and we're gonna be working to prevent that, but having this feed, where we have our ongoing really awesome Instagram account highlighting a lot of student life and what's going on. So whether it's, kind of I hope everybody, follows our accounts because I think they're awesome. Yeah, the Twilight, I know, it's like, I've got this thing that I'm walking. And then at the bottom, of course, are all those links that, again, a lot of functional links that will help you navigate. And so sometimes, you might want to, if you're looking for something, you can use those menus at the top or to search, of course, as well as these footer links that will get you to where you're going. So we're thrilled to be here. It's been a lot of work, but I think ultimately I see this as something that is reflecting who we are as a university and having a website. It really is, this is said a lot, but it is the front door, I think, for a lot of people for the university. And so it's our digital front door for sure. And so, I appreciate all of the feedback and those of you who participated in focus groups and answered surveys and gave feedback to me when I was standing before you. So we're excited to go live Thursday night and come Friday morning, have you check it out and give us your feedback. So I'm happy to answer any questions and anything I can't answer, Laura probably can.
Senator Farrow, as you were going through, I didn't see a tab for the student accessibility center.
Yeah, so there's multiple ways. That's the thing, like there's a website, because people experience a website in so many different ways. And so the accessibility is a persistent link. And it is a requirement. And so it's on literally every page. So you click, right here at the footer, accessibility. I think also, let's see, what do you think? Current students or under student life? Let's see.
I would say maybe.
Yeah. Like I said, multiple ways to get at student accessibility. Now I can probably reverse it again.
Actually, it's not enough.
Laura?
Sure. It's at the root. So technically, right now, accessibility is a standalone area. So to Jeff's point, yes, it is on the bottom of every single one of the thousands and thousands of web pages. If we hear from this group that it does need to be perhaps represented on a couple other pages, we can absolutely take care of that. It's a modest link to add. So it's a great suggestion.
It's under Gina students, right? Correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. We'll keep going. Photos can be changed. I think what's great. So, good question though. So we'll make sure there, like I said, I'm confident there's multiple ways to access it, and certainly kind of organizationally under, yeah, I mean, part of it is I have the Zoom thing.
And most teams, just to kind of also add on to it, most of the staff members are familiar to go to the bottom of the pages. Like that is one of the most accessible ways to get to accommodations.
So we have a list of all offices, and so, yeah, and it was hidden over here in my Zoom window, which I can't see, so. So yeah, the student accessibility and resources office, which has information on requesting services and eligibility.
And Jeff, it is also on the current student page. If you go back to the current student page and scroll down to the resources under academic support, for academic support and scroll to the very bottom, it'll be on the right-hand card.
Right.
So it's also listed as a resource for any current
Yeah.
student they would know, they could also get it that way.
So footer on the current students page and on through the student line pages as well as the offices. We've been working on these pages for so long, you know, it's, where did I see that? I know I saw it 5 times. But, yeah. Good question, thank you. Any other questions or feedback?
Not a question, just a comment. I think it's a really good website. Like, I like how everything looks much better without looking too different from how the previous website was. So it's too easy to like pinpoint where everything used to be. So I think it's really cool.
Well, thank you. That's great. Yes.
Senator Romero, this looks very great. Thank you for putting a lot of effort into this. For the information in Spanish section, are there future plans for translating more things to them?
I think so, depending on feedback. You know, this is kind of a pilot. This is our first effort to offer información en español. And so, you know, I think that, you know, we're trying to offer kind of the most important pieces to help families, help their respective students and their current students understand about financial aid and deadlines and things like that. And so that's really the intent. But I think we're very open to feedback moving forward. If there's other things, other resources that we should be thinking about translating.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When it comes to the highlighting of the different programs that we offer here, and there being so many, is there plans to constantly, maybe highlight some different programs?
Yes. Absolutely. And I think that's going to happen on multiple places on the website. So like the homepage though has a number of areas. So, you know, for launch, we are only highlighting 4 of our 8 academic colleges. And with trying to show both the health and the health. And so we already have a plan to update and kind of rotate those out. These facts we plan on updating to be reflective of the breadth of our academic programs. The alumni and students and faculty that we're going to be highlighting, again, will similarly follow. So just even on the homepage that we have plans for that. And then on our, every college and school has a landing page that there's similar types of real estate devoted to storytelling like this, where that we would be working with the different deans on which programs and alumni and faculty and students to highlight. And so we're actually, I think right now, we have a team in Houston that's capturing photography and video because we want to highlight our HEC campus. We I think are going to be working on some photo and video shoots over the summer to do more student profiles because yeah, we want to continually have it be fresh and representative of the whole campus. And Laura's got a point.
Yeah, and I want to add on to what Jeff was saying. If you have a student story, connect with the professor or connect with your deans or connect with us, because sometimes it's hard for us to find those interesting stories and to learn about the research you're doing or this new classroom project or this really amazing internship. Help us put that story out there. You know, we don't always hear it, but we definitely want to help celebrate it. So, you know, if you don't know someone to find, you can find one of us and we'll help make those connections.
Lots more photos and, you know, and just updated and again, highlighting students, faculty, staff, alumni. The people, you know, the people are who make us who we are. If there's no other questions, I can stop sharing. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming.
All right, good luck everyone on your finals and end of the year.
Thank you.
Am I right, guys?
Yes. sorry. And we'll move into officer reports. So for my officer report, I'm just having my last couple meetings of the semester. I met with Dr. Newman and Dr. Calhoun today, and Ally came with me, Senator Schwartz, my successor came in with me to my meeting with Dr. Calhoun. And we just, even though he's retiring, we just talked about all things to Tyler next year, things like that. And I have another meeting with him next week. And I still have some more committee meetings to attend. Executive board meets for the last time tomorrow, so the incoming executive board will be present at that meeting. And so we'll talk about all this stuff, but I wanted to do a little banquet recap. Thank you guys for coming to the banquet. I hope you all had fun. And we had our awards, and they were given out, but I didn't have the certificates ready, so the certificates are ready now. So if you want an award, come up and get it after. And those award winners were, our veteran award was Macy Kirkby, so congratulations. Our legacy award was Ashlyn Mattern. Our emerging leader, Robert Richardson. Our rising star, Victoria Okafor. And Senator of the Year was Mr. Tyler Page. So I'm gonna get your certificates after. We're very proud of you. And I just wanted to say thank you to you guys. It's been an honor to be your president and your friend. So I'm always able to be reached. This has been such a cool opportunity, and you guys have made it what it is. And student government is really a presence within the school, and they really do take us seriously. So I'm really excited to see what you guys do with it. I have all the faith in the world. But yeah, I won't say much more because I'll get sad. So I'll pass it on to Vice President Carnes.
Hi, on Friday, we had our Recycle Mania. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we had our Recycle Mania. Our final total was 115 people came out to support us. It was really fun to plan. Great event overall. Really enjoyed it. That's pretty much it for my officer report. Was just recapping Recycle Mania. On to Secretary Henry.
Hey y'all, so my officer report is just I attended the e-board meeting last week. I sent out the minutes and also made a post about the Recycle Mania, and there'll be a post coming out soon, collaborating with President Diggs for the banquet, and I also attended the banquet on Sunday, so yeah.
Treasurer Peters, last week we met with 4 student groups despite the Wi-Fi outage, so we did that in a different way in the committee, so that was hard, but we got through it. I also met with Josh on Friday to help prepare the budget that I'm going to be presenting to you all today. And also I will be working this week with the incoming treasurer for the transition and the transition documents.
First of all, I apologize for the way that my voice sounds right now. I'm literally dying. I was not at the banquet because I sound like this and I have a fever. So I apologize to everyone for not being able to be there and support all of you, as well as tonight, like not being able to be there and like hug all of you and say like great job for this year. So just wanted to go ahead and say great job for this year since I can't say it in person, and you definitely don't want to see me right now. So my officer report basically just been doing the general absence requests and whatnot. I did want to bring back the information from last week's meeting based off of the votes. I told you guys that I would go back and look at the votes for the changes in the Constitution. And the two things that did not pass were the first one being the adjournment change for the House rules that did not pass. So we will not be changing anything for that. And then the second thing was the change in the Constitution to make it specific or specifically say that the e-board cannot vote during special elections. So we're not going to touch that part of the Constitution, and that'll be something that the Future Rules Committee looks at. But that's pretty much all that I've been doing is counting up those votes.
Okay, we'll move on to events. You all didn't meet, right? Okay,
We did not meet.
okay. Communications, did y'all meet?
We did not meet.
SGA? 1 second.
Okay, so last week we met with ASME HEC, which is the American Society for Mechanical Engineers from the Houston campus. And we approved $495.78 for their event. We also met with the Reformed University Fellowship and approved $402.43 for their last meeting of the semester. And then we also met with American Medical Student Association and approved them for $250. And sorry, the Student Art and Art History Association, we met with them and approved them for $418.27. So a lot of big requests at the end. That's it for SGA.
Rules?
We did not meet.
Yes, see? We met, we pretty much talked about the Recyclemania, planning for that, and then we'll meet next Wednesday, kind of going over it, but I was very happy with everyone showing up, and it was a lot of fun. Great turnout. Yes, it was a great turnout. Moving on to student voice reports, we have all to Christmas.
Senator Adams, this past week I had the honor of being a panelist at the transfer night at the College of Business. So yes, I got to speak to many students over their transfer pathway, many of whom are going to the College of Business this week. So that was great to give them information, as well as beyond that to all of the different programs here. Great time.
Senator Richardson, not too crazy to report. We are getting to the end of the semester, so final stuff are coming out, left the border stressing a little bit, but a lot of the events on campus have helped out kind of with de-stress and think about things. So yeah, looking forward to next semester.
Senator Scott, so the College of Business is planning on putting on Thursday a networking event with Sherwin Williams training to kind of try and get students internships, maybe full-time jobs as they graduate, since we're near the end. Then the online program, they were kind of dealing with the outage last week, but they handled it pretty well. All the professors that I've heard of from people kind of push everything back, since students kind of around the world couldn't get it to their accounts. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. All the pharmacy, Senator Kirkby. So, it's pretty quiet over at pharmacy. We're just all preparing for finals. We still got some open houses going on. Yeah, nothing. Honors college. Not too much has been going on. Sorry. Nothing too crazy has been going on. We've kind of been on our till. We have ICM this week, so that's kind of the last hurrah of a lot of our seniors' honors time. That's pretty much all that's going on. You can come to ICM, stop by for a few minutes, see everyone's posters, and get to meet through the honors students. We'll move right along. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add for old business? Oh. Senator Sanko, please.
Senator Sanko. So actually last week on Monday, we had the first LLC banquets, which went really great and everyone had so much fun. As well as on Friday, we had logos banquets and executive board was announced and so yeah. And this year was really great for Honors College. We're so happy.
Awesome. We're very proud of you guys. Now, does anyone have anything they would like to add for all this? Move on to new business. I entertain a motion to have a budget presentation.
Create a motion.
Second. Okay, member Peters. All right, new senators, this is usually not as part of the process, but the camera is not working. So we can see.
Okay, everyone, this is the budget. This is how I formatted it. Visually, little hard to see what's going on, I admit. But these are our different categories. So we have marketing, and the only thing that fit in that category was the name tags that were purchased. And then for SGAC, we have a budget of $10,000 and we've spent $3,616.93 out of 10,000, which according to my records, is a little lower, but as groups get approved and the money is spent, it ends up being lower sometimes than the amount that's approved, never higher because that would go against our policies. And then the other part that we have here is events. So for that, you can see that's what we spent for our events. That's total right there. And $10,559 is what we have in total for that. And that's what we spent. We have a few charges that have not hit yet, so this is not really accurate, but this is the last meeting, so this is the most accurate we would get. So we also, 4 groups that we met with last week, like $400, $500, like it's over $1,000. That also hasn't hit yet, so that isn't in SGA total. So does anyone have any questions or anything else? Entertain a motion to do SGA swearings. Close this. I entertain a motion to close the budget presentations.
Harry said motion.
Seconded.
Okay, I entertain a motion to have some student government swear-ins.
Harry says motion.
I'll second that. Second that.
Okay, I'm gonna. So how this is gonna work is I'm gonna swear in Allison, and then she is gonna swear in her new team. And then we'll move from that. So, hold on. How is predictable to before swearing? We'll add the text. Okay. Okay, Senator Schwartz, if you'll come on down to the front. Yeah, right there. It's okay, yeah. Okay, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I insert name. I, Allison Schwartz, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I shall faithfully represent. That I shall faithfully represent. The interests of the student body. The interests of the student body. Of the University of Texas at Tyler. Of the University of Texas at Tyler. I shall dutifully uphold and preserve. I shall dutifully uphold and preserve. The Constitution and bylaws. The Constitution and bylaws. Of the Student Government Association. Of the Student Government Association. While ardently executing the office of. While ardently executing the office of president. For the student body. For the student body. At the University of Texas at Tyler. At the University of Texas at Tyler. Congratulations. Okay, so I'm gonna do e-board next, so will our vice president please come down. Oh, because yeah, right there. Okay, go ahead. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, insert name. I'm Catherine Romero. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I shall faithfully represent. That I shall faithfully represent. The interests of the student body. The interests of the student body. Of the University of Texas at Tyler. Of the University of Texas at Tyler. I shall dutifully uphold and preserve. I shall dutifully uphold and preserve. The Constitution and bylaws. The Constitution and bylaws. Of the Student Government Association. Of the Student Government Association. While ardently executing the office of. While ardently executing the office of vice president. For the student body. For the student body. At the University of Texas at Tyler. At the University of Texas.
That's my best friend. She ate. Go
Kathy,
Kathy.
period.
Thank you. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, insert name,
I, Dane Adams,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
while ardently executing the office of
while ardently executing the office of Secretary
for the student body
for the student body
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
Dane ate too. Yes.
Treasure. Please raise your right hand. I, insert name. I, Eliza McGuire. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I shall faithfully represent the interests of the student body. That I shall faithfully represent the interests of the student body. Of the University of Texas at Tyler. Of the University of Texas at Tyler. I shall dutifully uphold. And preserve. Dutifully uphold and preserve. The Constitution and bylaws. The Constitution and bylaws. Of the Student Government Association. Of the Student Government Association. While ardently executing the office of. While ardently executing the office of treasurer. For the student body. For the student body. At the University of Texas at Tyler. At the University of Texas at Tyler.
I sent it to.
Contestants, please. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, insert name,
I, Soren Peters,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
while ardently executing the office of
while ardently executing the office of Chief Justice
for the student body
for the student body
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
So now, if you're a senator who was elected in the election, please stand. Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I insert name. Do solemnly swear. That I shall faithfully represent. The interest of the student body. Of the University of Texas at Tyler. I shall dutifully uphold and preserve. The Constitution and bylaws. Of the Student Government Association. While ardently executing the office of. For the student body. At the University of Texas at Tyler.
Oh, that's been proud. Yeah. We also.
Okay. I entertain a motion to close SGA swear-ins.
There's a motion.
Seconded. Okay. Does anyone have anything else they would like to add for new business?
I entertain a motion to discuss the Wi-Fi outage last week.
Terry said motion.
Cool, so. So last week we had a Wi-Fi outage and I was just seeing if we had any methods of sort of. As student government investigating it and reporting it to our constituents so that, you know. It doesn't happen again in the future and we can work with the university so that, you know, students are adequately supported, especially during finals week with technology problems and just. If anyone else has any comments or questions, I'd love to hear. If not, we can close.
Senator Okafor, did anyone figure out what the root of the problem was for the internet issues?
Okay, hold on. Go.
Senator Richardson, so I was in, I think it was ESC or this was mentioned, someone with IT was in the meeting and they mentioned that it was actually a fiber cut that happened. So fiber is what provides internet to our servers and there was a massive outage, not just at the school, but also in a large chunk of East Texas, Tyler included. That's what brought everything down, is what I was told.
Yeah.
So that's roughly what happened. It's not something that happens that we could have directly prevented. If anything, redundancy with maybe another ISP as a backup could have done that and saved us, but that's kind of what I heard as well.
Anybody else? Senator Page.
Senator Page, so I actually had a exam at 9 a.m. that was to be online. I will say the nursing school handled it really well. They got it all typed up, printed off, so we did manage without internet. And from what I heard from a lot of students that either they had assignments due and that their due dates got pushed back or accommodations were made, I believe, around the board, so.
Anyone else? Anything to look in the closed discussion?
Terry said motion.
Seconded. Does anyone have anything else they would like to add? Okay, seeing none, I entertain a motion to close new business.
Seconded.
Advisor comments?
So a lot of great questions. I really did, I think y'all, it's good that y'all had a great end of the semester speakers come up. It's exciting that we're getting a new website. It's a work in progress, so as things get flushed out, be patient. I think the biggest takeaways is to keep an open line of communication. And so as y'all encounter any potential issues, communicate that to the SGA at uttyler.edu account. And that way the executive boards can address that appropriately. You know, I saw some questioning going on during the swearings. So not everyone accepted positions, you know, and it's up to those who won those positions to choose whether they accept or not. And so obviously the biggest switch or route Ms. Kathy, has accepted the role as vice president, and so I did meet with the officers to confirm write-ins. And so Kathy, obtained the second most, write-ins, and it defaulted to her. And so that explains it. And so therefore, that does leave an open executive board position, and that is the chief of staff position. And so that is gonna be a topic for the new executive board to address during the summer. And if it is not addressed during the summer, then it will default to the next election, which will be the fall election. And I always encourage the executive board to try to address that as quick as possible. And so I am curious, and I think this could be beneficial for the new e-board. If you are interested in the chief of staff position, will you please raise your hand? That's it. So as a reminder for the Constitution, the executive board in the summertime is the acting senate. And so they will still follow the constitutional process. And so we'll be reaching out to those who are interested in filling those seats. So for those on Zoom, if you're interested, make sure to write in the chat or email Allison that you'd be interested in that. For senators, for those who did not reapply for whatever reason, and has had time to reflect, and has decided to rejoin student government, if there is a vacancy and you are interested in filling that vacancy, reach out to Allison and she will go through the appointment process that will take place this summer and or default to the fall election to fill those spots. But our goal, as always, and will continue to be, to try to have every seat as filled as possible before we hit the ground running in the fall semester. If you are on the new board, please stay behind so we can chat. However, I was not able to attend the banquet for personal reasons this past Sunday. And so typically at the banquet, I'm always asked to say something. And so to keep that tradition going, I've decided to say a few words here, since this is our last meeting. And so I'm going to kind of quickly go through some comments I have for each of the outgoing executive board officers. So I'm going to start with Ronnie. For those who don't know Ronnie is probably one of the most passionate UT Tyler students that I've known. He is very energetic. He's always upbeat. And if you can count on anybody to be at a Patriot game, being loud and proud, I would count on Ronnie. And so I'm very appreciative of that because we strive to enhance the school spirit here. And I think Ronnie does a good job of representing what school spirit means. And so I'm really proud of him and what he's done this past year, not just for student government, but for some of the other student groups he's involved in. And I hope he continues to stay involved and be an active senator to show how it's done as a senator. Precious, she joined the e-board a little bit later than some of the other officers, but she hit the ground running. I've always known her as a strong leader. When I was away for a short time last year, I quickly heard about how awesome she was. And so I was really proud to get to know her a little bit this academic year. I think she's also equally involved, similar to Ronnie. She's very passionate for this institution. And whether it's here or out at Austin, and she knows my preference because we've talked about it, I know she's going to be successful. And she always is a good role model as well. So I am going to miss Precious as well. Jennifer, for those who don't know, she is one of the recipients for the Legacy Award, which is one of the top student leader awards that we do have here at UT Tyler. I think that Legacy Award speaks for itself and the commitment that Jennifer's had on this institution and as she gets ready to graduate. We've talked about it several times. I've always kind of held her that she would make a great higher ed professional. But regardless of what career route she chooses, I know that she's going to apply the same work ethic and mindset to anything that she does, and she's going to be successful. And so I'm very grateful to her leadership that she had this year, especially for the Rules Committee. I've said it before, Rules Committee is not the most exciting committee beyond, but darn it, she made it exciting. And I think that speaks to her leadership. And so I'm very grateful for her commitment that she's had on this institution as well, and I'm gonna miss her. Soren. Soren, for those who don't know, has been on e-board for a couple of years. And has been in several e-board positions. He's one of the few student leaders who was on almost every e-board position. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that says a lot about his commitment to this organization and what he's done for the group. I have always appreciated, and it always brings me joy when I'm at meetings with Soren, because Soren always asks great questions. And even when we come to a decision, he's going to think about it and continue to ask the right questions, because he's always driven to make data-informed decisions. And that's what we want every one of our students to be like, is to take data and to make informed decisions for themselves. And I think Soren does a great job and exemplifies that. So I'm gonna miss, having him at the e-board meetings, because I can always count on him that he's going to ask these questions. And we need people like Soren to ask questions. And so I am very grateful. I'm excited that he's gonna be Chief Justice, because I have 100% faith that he's gonna crush it and continue to ask questions as it pertains to the rules of this organization. And he's gonna do it right. He's done it right for the last several years. I don't think that's gonna change. So thank you, Soren, for your passion and for always seeking knowledge. Do not change. And keep up the good work. Chloe. Yeah, I gotta be. Chloe is one of the hardest working and most successful presidents that this organization's had since my tenure here as y'all's advice. She has encountered some difficult challenges and topics and adversity, and she often did not disclose that to me, because that's her job as president, is to be the voice of this organization and to represent what y'all decide on. Agree to disagree. Chloe always makes sure to represent y'all well. For those who don't know, when she took over in her term, she hit the ground running. She knew what some of the hot topics were going to be, such as the referendum, and she made sure it was done right this academic year. She made sure that students had ample opportunity to voice their concerns, and that the burden was not placed on student government to carry out that process. So like Chloe was very influential on that. In addition, it's not just the referendum, it's a lot of student life opportunities, issues. Chloe has always ensured that there's student representation. When she's not able to find seats, she took time out of her schedule to make it happen. So that's her model. When she sees that it's not going to get done, she always steps in and gets the job done, no matter what it is. And so I think her work ethic also speaks volumes. And she's always, as I said before, she's one of the best student leaders that this school has had. And for a short amount of time that she's been in this role for president, she's also not just been in this role, but she's been in other e-board positions. Every job she's been in, she's made a significant change. And so I'm gonna also miss her being on the e-board, and I hope that she sticks around as long as she can. So that's my 2 cents for what it's worth. I'm extremely proud of this group as a whole. It's not just e-board, but the senators. I was telling Chloe, I think this is the first time in a long time this group met core every meeting. And so I think that's the first in my tenure in an academic year that I never lost core. We weren't counting on somebody going to the bathroom and the meeting was over, or we always have faith that y'all were going to show up. Y'all are always going to ask good questions and always give good reports. The bar has been set high from appointments, joining, to committee reports, to ops reports. I mean, this year y'all are starting to take it to another level. And as my advice for the new student government coming in is to continue to elevate it. Is to continue to build on the foundation that this group has helped. So with that being said, I'll stop rambling. This is probably the longest advisory report I've given in a long time. But This has been a great year. It's one of the years I have been least involved because you've had great leadership across the board and y'all got it done. So I'm extremely proud of y'all. And I'm looking forward to the new board and working with them.
So, announcements, Jeff Novelet, when he was here, when, the nursing building was inquired about, he put a link in the chat for us, so that should be included in the minutes if y'all wanna check that out. But does anyone have any other announcements? Okay, seeing none next week, nothing, this is our last meeting, so with that, I entertain a motion to adjourn. There said motion.
Seconded.
Bye, guys, thank you. You want to go on and make, but please come. I'm sorry.